Hey everyone, it is me, Anthony Jones, and today I've got another unboxing and review video for you guys. This time I'm going to be unboxing the i12 TWS, another AirPod clone. Now, I got the i12 TWSs because my i10s are completely trashed. They went through the washing machine, it was terrible, and they literally did not work after that, so nor did I expect them to after it did happen, and it was a complete and utter accident on my part, and I needed another pair. Now, instead of going with another pair of i10s, I wanted to try out a pair of i12s, since they do have really good reviews, and the i10s worked really well, so why not go with something fresh and new with the i12s here. The i10s, I'm not going to say anything bad about them because there really isn't anything bad about them. I used them up until that point when they went through the washing machine, and that was the only point where I actually had an issue with them. They worked really, really well, so I'm hoping that these do the exact same. Now, there are some differences. First off, I'm going to go with differences between the boxes of the i10s and i12s, since I know some of you viewers out there like to know what the difference is between the boxes. And the i12's box is actually bigger than the i10s, and that is because these are in the exact same dimensions as the real AirPods box. So if you're somebody who really likes to have something that is exactly the same dimensionally as the real AirPods, so then you can play it off, then this is probably the right thing for you. Looking at the box's differences, we just got the i12s and then the i10s, so the i10s being on the i10s box, i12s being on the i12s box, making sense here. The fonts are also different on the boxes, and of course there's no labeling whatsoever of AirPods because of copyright issues. So, without further ado, let's get into the unboxing so then I can show you the differences on the inside. Alright, here we go. Without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. Now, the one thing I did notice between the i12's box right off bat, from contents-wise inside, is that they seem like they feel pretty loose compared to the i10s. The i10s box, really nothing going on in there of rattling, and if I put the i10s back in their box, they were just pretty well secured in there, and there's barely any rattling or shake, and so far, just by getting close to opening, I do feel some rattle and shake. So we'll just have to see, but without further ado, let's open these up. So there they are. Now, instead of there being the normal manual at the top, we are just greeted with the i12s right off the bat. They're in this little plastic film, which is kind of disappointing that it's not really the same kind of feeling as the real AirPods or the how the i10s were, but still pretty cool. We are greeted with the i12's case here, and I'll go into more depth, but so far, I gotta say, these look almost identical. Like, this case looks almost identical to the real AirPods, if not is. That is amazing. Let's move that all to the side here. If I open up the lid, we are greeted with a tiny little instruction manual, which just has some specifications on here, like how you have Bluetooth version 5.0, just like the i10s, and as well the playback and call times that you also have. There's also descriptions on what each functionality does, which I do know that the touch sensors have more functionality than the i10s, so I'll go into more depth though on that. The one difference I do want to mention about the i12s between the i10s, and something that I actually appreciated that I'm now sacrificing, is the fact that the i12s do use lightning cable. So they did come with a lightning cable, which was nice because I am an Android user and I barely have any lightning cables laying around. I do have a few. But this was something interesting because I do like having the USB Type-C more. these do have the lightning cable. So I just thought it would be something different to try out, and so if you are an Apple user, these might actually be way better for you since you might have more lightning cables lying around. But in this instance, I just wanted to try something new, so I got the i12s. And here we got the i12's case. I'll show it up in closer specs. And I gotta say, from what I can tell, and being firsthand as well with a couple friends who do own real Apple Airpods, I gotta say, this is really, really close, if not exactly the same. And I'll have to do some comparisons as well at school with their AirPods, but this is really close to the same. Even having the little button on the back that the i10s did not have. Now, let me compare these to the i10s. Now, you might not be able to really go off of the coloring because my i10s, as you can see, they've got scuffs, and as well some of the gloss finish actually was rubbing off because they did go through the washing machine. But as you can see, there's some of the differences. This actually has the same latch as the Apple Airpods. No LED indicators. I did like those on the i10s, but the i12s do not. These do have the button, these don't. And of course, you got the difference between USB Type-C and Lightning. So there are some differences that I appreciated on the i10s that these don't, but these, I gotta say, look identical, if not are identical, to the real Apple Airpods. So if you are somebody who really needs that, then these might be the best choice for you. Now, to test out the latch, I gotta say, the i10s do feel a little bit lighter than the i12s, so I do like that, and these feel a little bit more full with something. But without further ado, let's open these bad boys up, and we are greeted now with the i12s. As you can see, these are actually the most newest i12 rendition, so these do have the little printed on dots as the i10s do, which I really appreciate. The actual LED dot on the i12s, I'm not sure if that actually works or if it's just like the i10s where it doesn't, but here they are. Taking them out, the i12s being first, you might notice something actually quite interesting, and I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up, but there is a little very faint LED indicator in these, and that does shut off when they are paired to your device. But unlike the i10s here, these do not have any LED indicators whatsoever. So comparing them in size, as you can see, this is actually quite interesting. The i10s are an exact size replica of the real Apple Airpods. The i12s are actually a little bit fatter in the stick portion and, interestingly enough, shorter than the real Apple Airpods and of course the i10s that I've got here. So that is actually quite interesting that they went with a shorter stick design, but I kind of appreciate that a little bit more. Them being a little bit smaller and compact in the ears might feel a little bit better. Though I gotta say the i10s felt great, so I do not know how the feeling will differentiate. Again, we got the same dots in the same areas and the same touch functionality. The i12's looking really close to exactly the same as the real Apple Airpods and the i10s. There is a difference on the bottom when it comes to this area where the charging takes place is black. This area is white, so that is interesting. And as well, the font on the i12s compared to the i10s is different. It's a little bit darker, more like the real Apple products themselves. So I'm going to put the i10s back in their charging case because I can't really do anything with these anymore. But now let's go into testing out the feeling that I guess you get when you put these in. So I'm going to put these in real quick, and wow. I gotta say, they feel really nice. They actually are canceling out some audio as well, which is quite interesting compared to maybe the i10s. Yeah, these are kind of like more sitting in the ear and they're laying in there and you're still getting audio coming through, but these are actually kind of canceling out the audio, which is kind of crazy. They feel really nice, just like the i10s. It's just that aspect of canceling out audio. That is quite interesting, actually. That might make them feel a little bit better. But now I'm going to go into testing out how these sound. There they are. Now we have the i12 TWS. Now, the i10s would actually pop up as AirPods, whereas the i12 TWS are just popping up as i12s. I don't really care about that, but you might, so that is something to take into consideration. These, again, do have Bluetooth 5.0, so they should connect really, really fast, and they are already paired. I gotta say, these sound really, really good, and so far with the touch functionalities, these work really, really well. So I'll have to go through and test out what touch functionalities you actually have. So we've got one tap, which is play and pause. Then we've got, if I play it again, double tap. That is actually quite interesting. If you double tap on the right AirPod, it turns up the volume now, whereas the left one turns down the volume. On the i10s beforehand, they would actually skip when you would double tap. So that's quite interesting. I actually like that feature a lot. So let's try, how do we skip? Is it triple tapping? Looks like triple tapping will actually skip the song. So it takes a little bit more effort than it would have on the i10s, but it should be easy to get used to. But I do like actually having the functionality of raising the volume. That is actually quite neat. I like that a lot. I gotta say, the sound quality on these as well are just phenomenal. They sound really, really well. You got your bass and your treble, and from what I remember on the i10s, they sound quite the same actually. So now I'm going to be testing out the audio if they are in sync with my voice. So testing the audio and if it's in sync with my voice, they are. That is actually really good. So just like the i10s, again, they work just fine when watching YouTube videos. Now, when it comes to one difference that some people might like when it comes down to the charging aspect of the i12s compared to the i10s is the lightning cable versus USB Type-C, though I do want to preface this that the i10s here do actually have wireless charging, whereas the i12s don't. I don't really care for wireless charging all too much, so not having it really doesn't matter for me, but if you are a user of wireless charging and are just using it constantly and need that, then the i10s might be better for you, but the i12s might be better if you are an Apple user and have a lot of lightning cables. I gotta say though, these are working really, really well, and they are just phenomenal. I expected them to be just like the i10s, and I got exactly like that with a couple more features that I actually appreciate a little bit more than the i10s, like the increasing of volume and as well the overall look and style. Let's just hope that these things don't go through the washing machine next time. But in all, I gotta say this product is working really nicely. You've got that nice snapping there of magnets in the case, and as well the but the i12s do not fall out. So they got nice strong magnets in there, and they seem to be working really, really well. So I gotta say, I'm really glad that I purchased the i12s because they seem like they're gonna work really, really, really well. Can't wait to go to school tomorrow and see what people think, and as well maybe even compare them with real AirPods that my friends have and own. So thank you guys for watching. If you do want to go and watch my i10 review, I'll have a link at the end of this video and as well in the description. If you want to purchase the i12s, I'll have a link down below, and as well if you want to purchase the i10s, I'll also leave a link down below in the description of the video. But again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions whatsoever, please comment down below. I'll answer your questions thoroughly and as well try to answer them precisely. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel and as well click the bell so you can make sure to get all notifications on when I am uploading videos. And again, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you with more videos in the future.